So I'm allowed to record, yeah? YouTube. Mental health, mental health, mental health, mental health. Don't you just hate that word? But it's important, isn't it? To make sure that your mind is right. You've got stability, you've got support. Many people don't have support. Many people suffer in silence. Many people won't even relate or want to hear anything about it. And they think it's the stigma around mental health. It's almost like a plague. And anyone that gets near to it, people turn the other way. That's a very common factor. That's why you've got millions all over the world feeling alone, isolated, and one every 40 seconds commit suicide. Hear that bell? 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. You know, what does 4 o'clock mean? Nothing. Time. Time doesn't wait for anyone when someone's depressed. Where's the depression coming from? The interactions with human being or non-interactions with human being? You see, isolation is a bit of a bummer, really, at the end of the day. Many people isolate, not willingly, not on purpose, just got to be a habit. It became a habit. And sometimes getting out can be the most difficult part because the judgment is outside those four walls. And when judgment is outside those four walls, then it's a very scary place out there. So sometimes people will try to go out, but if they come across someone, and this happened to me once. Oh, hi. They didn't even say hi. You've got fat. That's the first thing that I heard from someone. You've got fat. Bearing in mind, I had been on a diet and lost probably a stone or more than that, actually, at the end of the day. And I hadn't seen the person for 2 years. But for the first thing they said is that I got fat. But yeah, I knew I'd already lost weight. So what that done was knock my self-esteem down. And the hot dog that I was eating at the time, that's before I stopped eating pork, that I just ordered because the person said that I'd got fat. What happened was I just burst out crying and I walked away and I slung my hot dog in the bin. They then found me later on and I said, look, it would be beneficial if you ask how you're doing rather than make compliments or comments, should I say, comments on someone's weight when you haven't seen them for a long while. Furthermore, don't make comments on someone's weight because you don't know what the issue was. You know, you don't know if somebody is pregnant, you don't know nothing. So when you make judgment on someone's weight, it's a bad thing. Because what happened with that, then I ended up developing an eating disorder. You know, sometimes at the end of the day, eating disorders are not always a long permanent thing. It's a blinking unhealthy habit. Then your teeth can fall out and you can rot your bones. They become brittle and you can have problems with your bowels. You can have a lot of problems if you particularly mess with your body when it comes to food. People overeat, they comfort eat, and that's their comfort blanket. But even while they're comfort eating in a state of depression, they're piling it on. Therefore, once the weight is piled on, more problems happen, more depression, but it's harder for them to walk around. It then weighs havoc on their bones, their joints, probably have knee problems, back problems, and may struggle in so many other areas. Then it affects the self-esteem again. Vicious circle this mental health stuff. The self-esteem, because that's what it really is, isn't it? Self-esteem. Your inner self. Love yourself. Be yourself. And many people haven't been able to be themselves for many years. They've been masking secrets. They want to tell, don't know what the result's going to be, worried about persecution, name and shame, and all of those things. When somebody finally says, I need to tell someone what's going on, that's the biggest step that they could ever do. The most biggest step they can take in their life is to tell someone what is going on with them. Maybe they might not have the answers, but the person they speak to may say, you know what, I've experienced very much similar issues. Let's look at this, let's look at that. I know someone who can help you with your weight. I know somebody who can help you with your mental health. I actually know somebody who can help with the crime element of it. See, the way of the world, there's an issue with a lot of stuff. One of the things I think we've got to do is reach out more to the children. But, you know, adults are really key at communication to give out orders. So giving out orders would say, share this. And maybe some mother at the end of the day will know that there's a lifeline sitting out there waiting for them, or father, or non-parents, knowing that there's a lifeline waiting out there for them, that they don't have to be alone, isolated, belittled or ridiculed. So what do? Where have I come from? I've come from a whole background of issues that affected my life dramatically, but where I am now is that I am able to understand triggers. I'm able to replace unhealthy coping strategies with talk therapy, open talk therapy. And yeah, there are times where I think, oh my God, I've said this, I'm repeating myself, I don't want to go back and tell them again. And therefore you now look for another level of, oh my God, who can I speak to? So you'll find a lot of people, they actually go through a lot of people, because some people, they're afraid that, they're concerned that the person that they once told something to, maybe hearing it again over and over again, and in your head you've got, oh, they're crying out loud, can you change your circumstances? But some people, that's the thing, isn't it? Some people don't know how to change the circumstances. They don't know how to stop being rejected. They don't know how to get involved in positive solutions because they're accustomed to the old ways. Sorry, I got a wasp near me. Fear. And that's the biggest thing, isn't it? Fear. Fear of the unknown. And so, you know what, sometimes when we take that one and then two steps, one foot in front of the other, you just don't know how much enjoyment you're going to have when you try something different. Oh, believe me, I've had many people come and go in my circle. People ridicule me. You don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm staying stable. I'm staying structured. I'm staying focused. And I haven't moved. And I show up for therapy. But then when I feel that other people don't do that, and they're still complaining about their situation, that means they're not taking any responsibility for the behaviour or the learned behaviour that they've learned, and they're not willing to change it because they're in the comfortable zone. Comfortable doesn't help us progress in life. It just makes us sit comfortable. We know what time the bell's gonna ring. We know that every hour, don't we? And we're comfortable listening to that. But what if the bell stopped ringing suddenly? It would be a change. So what I'm saying is, how do you get used to change if all you've known is the comfortable factor? Sometimes I say, come out of your comfort zone, help somebody else. It helps you. And in helping somebody else, what we're saying is give somebody else a conversation. That's the only way you can actually help them. And you might have answers inside of your head that they may never have thought about, but you certainly have the answers, even in the midst of your storm, you know. Takes one to know one. I am an EUPD survivor. I don't think I really need to explain to those that have lived and experienced and may have that label, where that label came from in the first place. If you know where that label came from in the first place, then no words are to be said. But let me tell you something, there are a million survivors out there that have been abused, a million. And more, all over the world. And we've got to break that cycle of abuse and where it come from. So education, awareness, and support is the only way to help someone. Actually, be a good role model as much as you can. I'm not perfect, but I'm doing something about the wicked world of today. And I'm educating and I'm providing. I am Kerry Mussington. And don't forget it, I started the Mind Over Matter project, suicide prevention. And I'm an EUPD survivor with a lived experience. So recognizing the triggers and understanding the triggers when we teach other people, this is what you need to do to master your emotions and to become successful in what you want to be in life. Our hands are here. It's up to you if you take it. Now that's a mind over matter.